My name is Ryan Allers and I teach economics.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Beege. I teach English.
My name is Ryan Clevenger, known as Mr. Clevenger. I teach English 10. This is my first year here at City High.
I'm Brock Cecil and I teach math at City High.
I am Mrs. Mole and I teach Earth and Space Science.
I'm Keegan Lockhart and I teach World Literature and AP Literature here at City High.
What is a time that you have felt love struck?
The first time I think that I met my husband, we were driving back to Iowa City from a conference, and I got into the back seat and he just happened to be the driver. We were all just piling into cars, and I had never met him. And he looked at me in the rearview mirror and he was like, "Hi, I'm David." And I could hardly introduce myself. I was just looking at him in the rearview mirror like he was the most beautiful man I had ever seen.
Funny story, I felt love struck at the principal's office at Southeast Junior High in 2008. That's where I met my wife. We were in our first year teaching together, and I had known her from the running community, never had actually met her until that day in Miss Retman's office. She was the former principal of Southeast Junior High, and got to know her there, and then throughout that first year teaching, got to interact with her every so often, and just, yeah.
I have felt love struck with my current girlfriend. I don't think I knew what love really was before I was with her. And I don't think it was until about us being together for about a year when it's not necessarily something that I had to decide. It just one day came upon me and I was like, I do love her. Out of everything that we've done together, I do love her. So.
One time I felt love struck when I was having not the best day teaching, and I think it was Valentine's Day, and my boyfriend, who lived all the way in Davenport back at the time, sent me one of those like edible arrangements, and like it was one of those good ones. Like you got the dipped strawberries, you got the cookies, all of that stuff, and I was like, this person gets me, they know what I want, so probably then.
I was in high school when I met my current husband, and we in the summertime, started dating and stuff, and so I felt love struck when I injured myself in softball, and he came and brought me like candy afterwards or something like that. And when you're like 16, that's pretty darn cute. So I think that's what really did it.
Love struck. Like anytime?
Anytime.
I think my first crush was in fourth grade on a girl named Allison. And we sat next to each other during reading time, and we kept passing like a dictionary back and forth and pointing at like words like crush or kiss and stuff like that. So yeah, that was probably that's the first time I remember like really being like, whoa, like I'm 10 years old and I'm gonna marry Allison.
Do you think you have felt this way since when you met your husband?
With my children. I mean, I felt it with my children the first time I held them.
Yeah, I think I think love when, once you've been married and you experience so many different facets of life together, there's different highs and lows of it. And I think that one of the cool things is you grow together, and sometimes you make mistakes together, you do amazing things together, and sometimes one person makes mistakes and one person's doing amazing things, and it just kind of ends up working out, and you fight through it and love it. And I think if you continue to bring love to the relationship in any sort of way, it works out really well, and it's a good feeling in life for sure.
Yeah, I feel love every time I enter City High, to be honest. Having the opportunity to care for different students, to notice things about them, to ask them questions about their lives. The love in that sense with each of my students that are in my room is amazing. I'm thankful for it.
Definitely. I mean, I'm still with him, so I would hope that something probably worked out right now. So yeah, definitely.
With Maybe a little bit with him, but I mean, I had a baby this year, and so yes, I'm coming back from that. And so definitely love struck when I first saw her. Like, actually, you fall in love right away with the baby. So yes, this year I definitely felt love struck with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think it like grows as you get older, right? Like I met my wife when I was in college, and I was 19 and she was 18. I was a sophomore, she was a freshman. And I remember having that feeling again, like with the first couple conversations we had. And I remember one of the first times I talked to her, she told me her favorite movie was Easy A. And so I'd never seen it. I watched it specifically so that I could go like talk to her about it the next time I saw her.
And what do you think love means to you?
Wow, that's kind of deep, actually. I think it means that you put somebody else first.
Good question. Love to me means that, like, no matter what is going on, you are finding joy in it, and you're finding something that's impactful to you and to the other person, and to, it could be a group of people too. Think about loving so many different things in life, right? And that even when it's hard or when it's going really well, you find that balance, and it's just you enjoy every single part of it, and every single day is like kind of a new day and a new ability to continue to love things. So
Love means sacrifice. It means giving someone yourself and giving them your care and your heart. Because at the end of the day, like, love is not something that we only feel, it's something that we do. It's an action that we do to those around us.
I would say love is two things. It's that you can feel absolutely comfortable with someone, like all of your stresses and worries just kind of melt away completely. And two is that you can go get some food, just anywhere. You can just drop everything. Where are we about to eat at? You can just go anywhere, eat anything, just have a little date. That's what it's all about.
Oh my God, that is a hard question, isn't it? But I would say love is one of those things that like everybody wants and strives to have. Everybody deserves to be loved and have love with them. And so to me, it's like, you know, just that feeling where every single day you're like, know that that person is going to smile at you and love you and say good things to you. And so, yeah, I think it's just a warm, fuzzy feeling.
What does love mean to me? That is a that's a big one. Something that grows with you. Like your understanding of it gets bigger as you get older, and whether you're in more relationships or in one relationship longer. I remember like my first real girlfriend in high school. Thought like I was really in love, and I was. You know, I was as in love as I possibly could have been when I was 17 and 18. But now that I'm older and I'm 30 and I've been married for 5 years and I have a 3-year-old daughter, realizing that feeling that I had then was in a lot of ways like the beginning of something that grew into something a lot bigger. Probably should clarify, I'm not like with my high school girlfriend anymore. Different. I met my wife in college, we broke up, whatnot. But like the fact that we've been together and that love, I think, gets celebrated a lot as that like really intense, passionate feeling that you hear in music or is celebrated at weddings, and it's this big thing. But it's actually something that takes the form of like talking to each other. Sometimes it's like boring, but it's just having someone to be near you and be with you and do life with you. And there's something truly awesome about having a partner when you get woken up by your kid at 3 a.m. and sometimes you argue like, oh, I did it last time, you go get up with her this time. But like, I think it's all those little things, and even when things get hard, it's finding your way back to each other.